Welcome to this conversation between me and Poppy and Pablo. My name is Sophie, and my background with Framtidsjorden is that I was supposed to do the internship in 2020, and then we all know what happened. However, I got to step in as program officer for the Asia network when Tobias Pettersson was on parental leave. And after that, I finally got to go on my internship this spring and summer. And I was a network intern with the Asia network, and I got to travel between all of the organizations in India. So for example, I have visited Poppy. And Poppy is working at Kurumban, and she's a long-time member of the network located in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. Kurumban has had a total of 52 interns since 2004. And you, Poppy, have been the supervisor for many of those. Please give a quick 2-minute presentation of yourself.
Hello, friends. Hello, interns and lovely audience, and also the supervisors of Future Earth and my colleagues, and also the Asia Network and Paulo. So I am happy to share with you my experience as a supervisor. My name is Poppy from Kudumbam. I am from South India. My organization name is Kudumbam NGO. This organization is working for farming community for sustainable development. I was a supervisor for nearly 17 years. About 30 interns are in. I have coordinated in my internship period as a supervisor. So we are working with the grassroots level people with more than 150 villages, mainly with the farming communities, women, children, and youth. So we have a great experience with these interns. I am very happy to participate today. Thank you.
Thank you, Poppy. And then we also have Pablo, who is working with the organization Pereira in Argentina. And they have had 28 interns since 2004. And you have also been the supervisor to most of these, or maybe all. Please give a quick presentation of yourself and your organization, 2 minutes.
Okay, I do it in Spanish, and I will receive some help from Evelina for the translate, if it's okay for you. Bueno, soy Pablo Estefano y soy miembro de la Fundación Proyecto Pereira desde el comienzo, que son unos 30 años, conjuntamente con la creación de Framtidsjorden. Evelina, ¿querés traducir o...?
Así está mejor. So my name is Pablo Stefano, and I'm from the organization in Argentina, Proyecto Pereira, and we've been working for 30 years as part of Framtidsjorden.
En la Fundación Proyecto Pereira trabajamos con educación ambiental utilizando diferentes herramientas que nos ayudan a problematizar acerca de la complejidad del ambiente, entendiendo esta crisis ambiental como una crisis civilizatoria, ¿no?
So Fundación Proyecto Pereira is working with the, environmental education as a proof, talking about the complexity of climate change. ¿Y qué era el último, Pablo?
Entendemos esta crisis ambiental como una crisis civilizatoria y desde ahí trabajamos, ¿no?
So we are understanding this environmental crisis as a civil crisis, a crisis that we're working with.
Okay, thank you very much. And then I would like to, so in a total you've had a lot of experience of Swedish interns coming to live with you and coming to visit you in your work. So by now, I'm expecting that you are professionals on Swedes. And now I will test your knowledge on Swedes in a quick quiz. Are you ready? Okay, first I will ask Poppy, what do Swedish people eat on Fridays? Is it meatballs, tacos, or fish and chips?
Pardon? Fika, I heard fika.
No. What do Swedish people eat on Fridays? On Fridays, we eat a specific food. Is it meatballs, tacos, or fish and chips?
No idea. No idea. I heard about fika only.
Okay, on Fridays, we eat tacos. Not the actual tacos, like Swedish version of tacos. Okay, Pablo. What is the most common drink in Sweden except for water? Is it tea, energy drinks, or coffee?
Well, I think that is very easy, the question. Coffee, it's something that drink every 2 hours or 3, something like that.
Yes.
Fika,
True.
I think.
Fika, as Poppy was saying. Yes. Okay, I have another one for you, Poppy. What is the most common name for women in Sweden? Is it Sara, Anna, or Johanna?
Anna.
That is true.
Anna.
That is 100% correct. Yeah. But it was a trick question because I know that you've had a lot of Johannas.
Yes, Johannas, and also Josephine, lot of Josephine.
Many Josephines, yeah. Do you know how many Josephines you've had approximately?
I think we have 3 Josephines.
That's quite a lot. Yeah. And then I had, one last one for Pablo also. So which brand is not a Swedish brand? Heineken, Spotify, or IKEA?
Yeah, it's a Swedish one, I think.
Yes.
And Spotify, I think, also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't own the beer company. That's very Danish. Correct. Okay. So you obviously had a lot of specific knowledge about Swedes. And I have one last question. Sorry, I still don't listen your word. Am I not audible? Or
Yes,
am I?
yes, you are. I think this person is having problem with their sound, but we will share it afterwards.
Okay. So my last question is a little more open-based, and it's basically when the Swedish interns are with you, what is like the place they miss, or like what is the thing that they miss with Sweden? Or I can also put it like, where do Swedish people go to find peace or sanctuary? Which is a question for both.
Peace? What is
Like
for the weekend or?
Yeah, like maybe someone else would go to church or mosque or synagogue or like a religious place, but many Swedish people like to go to this place instead, or this kind of place.
Yeah, some nature. They search for some nature place, like hill station, like that.
Yeah, Swedish people love the forest and they love the silence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now the quiz is over. The heat is off. Now it's only experience. And moving on to this talk, what we will actually focus on is your thoughts and experiences on and from the Framtidsjorden internship program. Also, to set the frame of this talk, this will be approximately like 45 discussions, 40 minutes panel discussion. And I think we will take the questions from the people sitting in the audience at the end. And also people joining in the chat can write. And Evelina will translate Pablo's answers as you have already noticed. Okay, let's get started. One of the core principles of the Framtidsjorden internship program, and what really sets it apart, I think, is that the interns' only specific and set task when they go is that they join you to learn from you. This principle has been very important because they are not there to fill a position within the organizations. They are there as observers. Why has this position been chosen, and why has it been important for you as an organization? Poppy, if you could start.
Yeah, actually, interns practically, theoretically, they are knowing about the developing countries' poverty, caste discrimination, climate change, inequality. They are only read in the books. So this is through the participating in the internship program. They have a chance to experience and understanding the situation in the field, because mostly they are coming from Western countries and they don't know about the culture and the grassroots level problems. So they are able to learn some of the civil society organization work. Mainly, we are working on grassroots level people for their upliftment. So like we are working on climate change, like global warming and climate change is a big issue in the farmers field. So we are working when it comes to the farmers, it is climate adaptation strategy. We are teaching them climate adaptation strategies. And also when it comes to women, we are empowering the women through some income generation program, skill development program, and a leadership program, and a financial sustainability to achieve equal rights. So with when it comes to health, it's a malnutrition is a big issue, and foodborne diseases is also a problem. So the civil society organizations are educating the people, rural people, to cultivate organic food, organic foods, and consume organic foods like that. So when it comes to the children, we create awareness on rights to education. So through these different kinds of alternatives, these interns, through the 5 months on the field, they learned about that and they document these issues. So I think it is because it's very important if they come and learn from the grassroots level issues.
Thank you very much, Poppy. And to Pablo, and also a reminder to keep the answers short so that we get to all the questions.
Bien. A ver, Evelina, si entendí bien, ¿cuál es la importancia del programa?
Sí, porque, o sea, la parte de aprender, ¿por qué es tan importante que los practicantes vengan para entender y no para enseñar, por ejemplo?
Ok. Sí, pienso que lo que tiene de importante el programa practicante es como lo importante que tiene la red de Framtidsjorden, que nos pone en una situación de equidad, ¿sí? Donde aprendemos juntos, más allá de ser del norte o del sur. Es un intercambio en igualdad de condiciones.
So I think that what is very important from this program is what we also see in the network, Tierra del Futuro, Framtidsjorden, to learn from each other and the abilities or the possibilities to exchange knowledge.
Y me parece que lo que tiene de importante el programa es la mirada de quien viene de afuera, del otro, de la otra que viene de otro lado del mundo, y mira con extrañeza el lugar común. Entonces nos invita a nosotros, que vivimos acá, a volver a ver nuestro lugar con esos ojos que ven por primera vez.
So what is also important is the view of the one coming from the outside. And it also invites us that live in this area to once again review the situation that we're in.
Me parece que eso es lo importante, ¿no? Que nos saca, nos pone en suspenso, entre paréntesis, del cotidiano y llega alguien de otro lugar del mundo que tiene una mirada distinta. Y me parece que lo interesante está en lo biodiverso ahí.
So this is the important thing, that it takes us out and it makes us to think about the daily things. When someone comes from the outside, they also have a different point of view.
Entonces, come diferente, toma diferente, piensa diferente, y en esa diferencia, de ese encuentro, está lo rico del programa, que es precisamente el encuentro de culturas y miradas.
So then these differences of what you eat, what you drink, and how you think differently, this is what we see as the rich part of this program and the different cultures.
Thank you very much. And I think also for the interns, many times this experience they have with you in these months are life-changing for them. And do you have any examples of how you have seen the interns grow during their time with you? Maybe you have seen them find the inspiration to continue being change makers in the future, or maybe they have changed perspective or something. If Poppy, you would start.
Yeah, it's during their visit here in civil society organization, they have understand the issues, what is common in the rural areas and how the NGOs are working for the poor people. So after that, some of them have really deepened their knowledge and understand the situation, and they have involved in different forums and talked about that and disseminated our work, like what are the alternatives we have established on the field. They have prepared an article and disseminated in different forums, and this has created a strong it's improve our activity, and also they have created a strong base in Sweden. Like some of them have started the front group in for Kudumbam, and this is from interns. They have started the front group after visiting us and understand the situation. So these front group have supported from 2012, and it till now it is continued. So somewhat the next interns also they have joined, and they want to support for the poor people through small donations for the to the front group, and this is how they have slowly changed their mindset. Before coming them, they are very blank. After visiting the field, they have a lot of informations gathered, and they supported for the poor people. And some of the people are also in good position in different organization in Sweden.
Thank you. Very interesting. And Pablo?
Sí, hay muchos cambios que se dan. Por suerte el programa tiene una duración donde se puede ver esa evolución, ese proceso. Lo primero que pasa en Argentina es que acá, en Buenos Aires, la vida es el plan B, no es el plan A. Entonces, uno de los cambios que se ven es un proceso de adaptación a que no todo va a salir como está en el papel. Y aprender a convivir con eso es un proceso.
So there are many changes that we can see, and it is good that the program lasts for a long enough time for us to see this process. And first of all, in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, life itself is plan B. It's not plan A. So one of the changes that you can see is adaptation. That adapt them to understand that not everything is gonna turn out like it says on the paper, and to understand this change and the flexibility.
Y pienso que esa capacidad de adaptarse a los cambios es hoy, en estos tiempos que corren, una herramienta muy, muy importante que los jóvenes tienen que desarrollar.
And I think that this capacity to adapt to different changes that are occurring is very important. ¿Qué fue lo último, Pablo?
No, que los jóvenes de hoy deberían como tomar como valor, ¿no?
And that it's something that today's youth should value a lot.
Y hay un punto del programa que es cuando empiezan a pedir hacer actividades solos, cuando ya están preparados, que sienten, yo puedo llevar adelante este taller solo, sola, y piden esa independencia, esa autonomía. Cuando ellos solicitan esa autonomía, siento que ahí se ve una evolución. Ya se sienten capaces de viajar solo a determinado lugar, a realizar una práctica.
Thank you for your opinion. So, and this is one of the things that you can see when when the interns start to ask, for example, if they can do that. When they've been with Pablo several times, they ask if can I do this workshop now by myself. When they're asking a bit of independence as well. So they asked, maybe I can travel there by myself now. Maybe I can do this in this workshop now. And that this is an important part of the internship.
Por último, si me permiten, es lo que tiene que ver con la vuelta a Suecia. Cuando empiezan a pensar en que van a volver a Suecia, que van a estar ahí con una gira de información y empiezan a pensar en cómo van a transmitir lo que vivieron al público sueco. Cuando empiezan a pensar en esa vuelta, ahí hay algo interesante también, que es cómo contar la vivencia.
And lastly, is also when the return to Sweden of the interns, when they start to think about, okay, I'm going to return to Sweden and I'm going to do an information tour, an information work. How am I going to transmit what I've like my experience or what I've lived to Sweden or to a Swedish audience? So this is very interesting when they start to tell about what they have lived.
It's really interesting what you were saying about this, like learning to adapt and to take things more as they come, because Emma, your previous intern, was talking about this in the previous panel, that this was one of the most important things for her that she has learned. So thank you so much for your answers. But so now we have talked about how the interns have a great impact in their life during these months. On your side, however, by now you've had dozens and dozens of interns visiting you. And what have kept you interested in doing this exchange for your side? Like, Pablo, you mentioned it a little, that you get to reflect yourself in seeing your everyday life by having the interns visits. But yes, please expand on that. I think this time I send it first to Pablo and then
Evelina, ¿qué fue? O sea, la pregunta es la parte...
O sea, que para un practicante llegar con ustedes es como una experiencia única, mientras para ustedes es otra vez más, o sea, es algo que vuelvan a vivir, o sea, al final son otros suecos más. Entonces, la pregunta es, ¿qué les ha mantenido interesados o sea, ¿por qué han seguido interesados en participar año tras año en el programa?
Bien, yo pienso que es verdad que el programa parece ser que manda practicantes que son todos iguales. Pero la realidad es que en 30 años la juventud cambió mucho. El mundo se hizo más individualista, ¿sí? El mundo puedo dar ejemplos. Cuando empezamos con practicantes, había mucha mayor cantidad de jóvenes que querían viajar. Y ahora hay menos. Entonces, el programa cambió, porque cambió el mundo, cambió la juventud, cambió la manera de pensar.
So I think that it's true that it seems like all the interns and the program is the same. But what I can see is that the youth has also been changing during these 30 years. When we started, there were 30 years ago, there were a lot of interns, a lot of people that wanted to travel, that were very interested in this type of program. But now the youth has also changed. ¿Qué era lo último, Pablo?
Que estamos frente a un mundo más individualista, no sé si lo pudiste decir eso.
Gracias. So now the youth that we're seeing is way more individualistic than it used to be.
Entonces, cada programa, cada edición de practicantes es totalmente diferente. Tienen diferentes capacidades y han vivido momentos históricos diferentes.
So every program is completely different. The interns come with different capacities, and they have also lived through different historical moments or milestones during their lives.
Y entonces la capacidad de la organización, en este caso nosotros como Fundación Pereira, es encontrar qué puede hacer ese grupo de practicantes o ese practicante con sus capacidades que trae o sus intereses. Hay practicantes que tienen mucha capacidad para editar, para filmar o para hacer talleres. La habilidad es saber qué encontrar y, digamos, como capacidad para que ellos lleven adelante. Y eso nunca es igual, nunca es igual.
So this also means the capacity of the organization, in this case, Pereira and all organizations have to find what can we do with this group of interns and their capacities and their interests. For example, some interns, they love to film, to take a lot of videos, whilst others prefer doing workshops. So the challenge for us as an organization is to find what they would like to do, what they can do, what we can do with them, but also how are we going to help them to continue on forward.
Thank you very much. Poppy?
Yeah, at Kudumbam, we receive nearly 52 interns. But in the beginning, I remember that they stayed at the farm, actually with a little facilities, and they can easily understand the situations, and it's very interesting. And we also accommodate them. And every step we have, we also updated ourselves. And I attended the supervisor training at Sweden. So it motivated me to make more facilities for the interns. And also initially we have discussed with our team and finalized the plan with them. So their capacity is in different level. In the initial stage, it is very different. Now after last 10 years, it is technically they are very sound. So actually we can use them as per our need. Like we can make them video documentation, website updation, social media updations. So they are very much technically sound, and we also need that support from them. So we can use them in such way, and also they are enjoying these kind of activities. And sometimes some of them are interested to go to the field. If 2 or 3 people comes, so we have to split and go to with the translator, things like that. It happens sometimes, but they are somehow, they also learn, and also they also support us, and we also help them in different way. So this is how the transition period last to 20 years very different. So some of them, they conduct workshops and meetings, and they are motivating our young girls. Like we have a children's home, and they have motivating the young girls for studies, and also for other extracurricular activities. It helps them to improve their English, like that. So we everyone have contributed in their own capacities. So I appreciate each and every interns in this last 20 years.
Okay, yeah, Pablo.
Yo quería sumar algo más. Nosotros hemos tenido también algo que para nosotros fue muy interesante, que fue practicantes que fueron hijos de argentinos, que yo lo hablábamos con Evelyn hace poco, que tuvieron que exiliarse durante la última dictadura militar. Son chicos, como el caso de Marcos y Ernesto, que han nacido en Argentina, pero han ido a Suecia a los 4 años o 5 años, y han vivido una cultura paralela a la cultura sueca, y han vuelto en su juventud o en su adolescencia a Argentina a vivir un poco de todo esto que le contaron. Entonces, el programa es interesante porque fue una posibilidad de devolverle lo que se le sacó, su cultura, su lenguaje, su historia, sus raíces.
I would also like to add something more, and something that we've had that's also something very important is interns that have been children to Argentines who've been exiled in Sweden because of the military coups, coup d'etats. So these interns, they arrived in Sweden maybe at the age of 4 or 5, and therefore they've also grown up with a different culture, the Swedish one. So this internship program has also meant the possibility to give them back something that is theirs, the culture, their roots, and their language as well.
Yeah, really, like I like how both of you brought up that we were joking before that all Swedes are the same, but every intern has brought something different to you, and you have been able to, I don't want to say use, but apply them in your work in different ways and give them possibilities to show their strengths and help you or be part of your work in that way. And that has been really interesting to hear. And also hearing about how Pablo, that the culture of Sweden has changed and how you have seen that in the interns. And also, as Poppy was saying, that the interns are also just bringing something to other people, maybe a possibility to practice English or to just have discussions. And as you said earlier, Pablo, when you meet with other cultures, you have a mirror to see yourself through, both for the Swedish interns and on your side. Okay, so moving on, the internship program has just been one part of Framtidsjorden, and it's just a small part actually of all of the work that your organizations are doing. But this program is also a very important part for the rest of Framtidsjorden's work. Would you like to, could you please explain the connection between the internship program and the rest of your work with Framtidsjorden? Poppy, you were mentioning that a little earlier, and maybe I will let you continue first.
Okay. So
Hello.
actually the interns
Hello.
programs at Kudumbam, the interns
Hello.
program at Kudumbam, we started in the year 2004. And we have continuously receiving interns, and 2012, there is a group of interns, they started the front group. So this is because they have understand the issues at the and the field, and they want to support to the project which will empower their life. So in this way, it's our interns have started the front group for Kudumbam. So now it is 2023 till the program is successfully continue the front group. So every interns, they are also interested to join in the front group to support the program, support the activities, the projects. So like this program, if this relationship between interns and the front group is very important. So the interns can understand and they want to support. Once the internship is not there, the front group is it is in the high risk, and it will difficult phase for the program to do our activity. Mainly, we are working on climate change. It's a big issue in our region. So this front group is supporting for climate adaptation project for last 5 years. So when it is stopped or if it is slow down this front group, then it is difficult to do this continuation of this project. So that is one thing. And then when there is no interns, we can also there is no possibility to visit here and know what is going on here. So the ground reality will disappear. So we can able to approach them and send mails and photos and videos. But when interns are coming on the field and see the our development activities and also to do the future plans, it will stop. So this is I feel the front group will affect once the internship is stopped.
Yes, thank you. That was really well summarized, and also taking both of the points that many of the interns become parts of the friend groups that are integral for us to receive funding from Sida. And without that funding, there will be no projects with us. So that is a really like long-term risk of this change. And also I like that you brought in that our ground reality, like your ground reality. I know from my time working with Framtidsjorden that it's really important actually to hear what the interns are saying, what is happening, and explaining maybe something that we don't understand, or so many things that are just needed through this contact. So that will also be a challenge going forward. Pablo, do you have something to add to this also?
Poquito, a little bit, because it's like almost the same as Poppy say. A mí me parece que hay una gran sinergia con el grupo amigo. O sea, la mayor parte del grupo amigo de Pereira han sido practicantes, y el grupo amigo queda con una foto del proyecto que quizás vino hace 10 años o 5, y el proyecto fue evolucionando. Entonces los practicantes llevan las novedades, pero también hacen trabajos concretos para el grupo amigo, como, bueno, Emma tradujo episodios de Medio Inquieto, Hassan está pensando en hacer un libro de fotos y poder colaborar con el grupo amigo en información y en algo que el grupo amigo pueda hacer para digamos, la difícil tarea de juntar recursos. Entonces ahí hay algo muy interesante.
To me, I also think that there is a big synergy between the friendship group, and many of them, a big part of the friendship groups are former interns, and usually they're stuck with an image of the project or of the organization from maybe 5 or 10 years ago. So adding more new interns and interns to members of the friendship groups, this picture is continuously updated. And they also help with, for example, the collection of money, but also to transmit what we're doing now. For example, Emma has been translating the videos that we have been making for children, and Hassan, who just came back from Pereira, he's doing a photography book, and these are things that, of course, is also helping through the information work. They're also helping the friendship group.
Y por último, for the last, hay algo que le pasa al practicante, es que el practicante va a un proyecto, pero conoce la red, conoce que hay otro proyecto en Uruguay, en Brasil, en Asia, empieza a conocer la red. Digo, es tarea nuestra también presentarle Tierra del Futuro a ese practicante. Y me parece que ese practicante cuando vuelve queda conectado en cierta forma con Framtidsjorden. Entonces, porque muchas veces no saben mucho de Tierra del Futuro, pero si tienen la posibilidad de participar, incluso si tienen la posibilidad de asistir a una asamblea, como ha pasado en otros casos, como Ana, que había una asamblea en Uruguay y los invitamos, descubrió Tierra del Futuro, genial. Entonces, forme parte del grupo amigo o no, forma parte de la red. Y la verdad que cuando conocen Framtidsjorden se sorprenden porque es una organización tan linda, ¿no?
So lastly, there's also something that happens with the interns when they're not only getting to know the organization, but they're also getting to know the projects that are in different countries, like in Uruguay or in Colombia, or also in Asia, where they are actually presented even more to not only the organization, but the network that Framtidsjorden is made up on, and they continue to have this connection when they learn about this type of participation, where they have, for example, been able to, this has happened both in Asia as well as in Latin America, where the interns are allowed to assist the big network yearly meetings, where they get to learn about the work of the whole network. So then they don't become only members maybe of the friend group, they also become members in some certain ways of the network as a whole, and they get to know this beautiful thing that Framtidsjorden is.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and let's talk about like the elephant in the room. The removal of the internship program is part of a big shift that is happening in Swedish development aid and framework right now. And for the people sitting in the audience, Lynn was talking about this earlier, relating back to that, some would even say that the space for civil society is getting smaller in Sweden right now. And this is in many ways a development that you have already been seeing and working within in your own countries for a long time. And here is a perfect opportunity from learning. So please, could you explain maybe in what way your moving space has been changing and how that has affected in your work, as well as maybe some recommendations or tips for us in the Swedish civil society moving forward. This situation is fairly new to many of us, as we know that you have been working with tools regarding this for a long time. Maybe Pablo, if you would like to start.
Hello.
La pregunta es, digamos, esta, ¿no? Evelina, ¿cómo sugerencias podemos dar nosotros frente al problema este, ¿no? De recorte.
Sí, o sea, ¿qué consejos que nos pueden dar?
Sí. A ver, Tierra del Futuro, desde mi punto de vista, es una organización increíble, pero no es muy conocida en Suecia. La verdad es que es difícil dar una sugerencia desde el otro lado del mundo, ¿no? Porque ustedes conocen más, pero me parece que el programa tiene que seguir existiendo porque es una oportunidad de presentar el mundo a la juventud sueca, ¿no? O sea, el mundo no empieza ni termina con nosotros. Hay un mundo biodiverso, hay un mundo que es mucho más que Suecia, y me parece que esta juventud que sale y da una vuelta por el mundo y vuelve, no vuelve igual, nunca vuelve igual. Lo hablábamos con Evelina el otro día, este programa tiene un potencial increíble. Por supuesto que hay jóvenes que van a ser más afectados y menos afectados, como todo en la vida, pero la recomendación me parece que es informar más a la sociedad civil sueca sobre este programa y sobre la red, ¿sí? Y tratar de conseguir fondos de otros lugares para que el programa no pare, porque frente a esta crisis el programa es más importante que antes.
Yes, okay, I will try to sum it up. Framtidsjorden is an incredible organization, but it's not very well known in Sweden. So it's also hard for us to give suggestions from the different the different part of the world. But yeah, the program must continue because it is also a possibility to present the world outside of Sweden, a different world with and to present all the diversity and biodiversity that exists, and to get the youth that get to travel and that get to see other parts of the world. Usually they come back more or less in one way or another affected. So therefore it's also important to continue on to inform about the civil society, to inform about this program and the work that the network does, and of course to find other sponsors when the ones that we have are threatened. Yeah, because this crisis is more important than ever.
Thank you very much. And yeah, I like that, what you were saying, that someone was saying earlier today that this is a lot about learning solidarity, and you need to meet people to learn solidarity. That is a good reason to continue. Yeah, Poppy.
Yeah, it's very difficult situation for both the Future Earth and also for civil society organization who received interns. We recommend we really expected to continue this program in future for for the development of the society. So I feel it's very difficult to say how it will continue in future. It's very difficult to question because it's a policy in the government. It's everywhere the problem. It's not only in Sweden, also in India. So we are also struggling a lot in every phase. So earlier we are doing a lot of advocacy and lobbying things and creating. So now we cannot use even the words. Now we cannot do any campaigns. We only do some of the awareness only to the people. So this is a situation for us here. So this is I suggest, maybe in my view, you can also create awareness to the youth in schools and colleges and motivate them and do their internship in different countries by you maybe a sponsorship with some donors and some from their own, like that. Earlier you have done like that, the internship program. So that is a possibility to continue this program. So if some of because many youth are now interested to travel, so you can also suggest in the websites or in social medias, you update your activities. And also so maybe many youth or students will attract, and it will in turn they can also possible to travel and do their internship in different countries. And it is very difficult. I don't know other ways because it's very hard for us in India also.
Yeah, thank you very much. I agree with this. Like it's the space for trying to campaign or advocate for change that seems to be shrinking and leaving maybe more awareness work. But I also, like, kind of summing up the harder part of this talk, it's become very clear that this is a very important program for building solidarity and for creating understanding across cultures, and learning and developing. And it's a very important program that's also for Framtidsjorden's other work. And of course, this is the end of the program in this formation, but as you were saying, Poppy, we will try to find other ways to reach this goal, because this is one of our goals, to be able to do this. Now, as an easier topic, I would like to end this talk by hearing maybe one of your favorite stories with the interns. Maybe someone has come back, maybe maybe you have visited someone, or maybe there's a funny story about a culture clash or misunderstanding. And this time, maybe Poppy, you start.
It's many stories, actually. I have lots of stories, very interesting stories. Maybe few stories I will share with you. It's a cultural shock like that. One of the intern, Andreas, he came to my house for dinner, and finally, when say thanks to everyone, he hugs me in front of my family. That was very beginning. So it was about 2008-9, I think. Now they understand how the foreigners will say their love by hugging each other. It's very different at the time when they hug in front of my husband and children. So it was a very funny time at the time, and later I have educated them. It's common here in Western culture like that.
So
and another story. I also did. Yeah, I also did. Yes. Each other, we hug each other. And another story, I should always remember that Josephine, Clara, there's a team, they have visited to Kudumbam in 2006-7, I think. So they have, Josephine, once she need to travel alone. So some of the person in the back seat, he disturbed her, touching her back like that. She has warned many times, and he didn't listen her, and she informed to the conductor and to stop this person to doing like this. He also doesn't care about that, and finally she got up and slapped him on the bus. It was it's 15 years ago. It's very shocking news because it's a male dominated country, and I like her way of that one, because many of them are now not come forward to do this. This is how they are teaching us, because we are always protect ourselves and not to do anything and oppose them. So when Josephine slapped and informed me that I have slapped the person, and I am asking, are you safe, like that? She said, yes, I'm okay, like that. So this is some of the moments, and many stories. I don't know how many stories I have to tell. One more story I would like to share. We have an orphan girl children's home, and one of the girl, she got married in a few years ago. Lydia and Louis, they spend money and they come to meet and participate in the celebration, marriage celebration. So the girl is so happy to, when foreigner come for the marriage for her, it is so grateful for them. So that is Lydia. She has Louis, and they came for Muttamil marriage. So it's many stories, but it's only few I have sharing.
Yeah, that is very nice. I got to visit a couple of weddings in India as well. Like, it's an honor to get to join, actually. Yeah, Pablo?
Sí, hay mucho choque cultural con la comida, ¿no? Porque primeramente que somos un país muy carnívoro y hay muchos practicantes que son vegetarianos o veganos, entonces generalmente tendemos a pensar, sos vegetariano, bueno, hay pollo. Eso pasa mucho, digamos, que es como algo cultural difícil de asimilar.
So yeah, there are many culture clashes, or there have been many culture clashes with the Swedish intern in Argentina, related to food, because Argentina is a country where the food is very based around meat, and many of the interns that have come to Argentina are vegetarian or vegans. So then the response has often been, "Oh, but it's okay. We have chicken," which doesn't really work that well.
Y otra cosa que fue nada, voy a tomar el último dúo de practicantes, Hassan, y Hassan siempre salía de la casa y se armaba un cigarrillo para fumar, tranquilo. Y acá salís por Buenos Aires con un cigarrillo y todo el mundo te va a decir, dame un cigarrillo, dame un cigarrillo. ¿No? Hassan, no sé, estaba 4 minutos para armar un cigarrillo, lo prendía y venía alguien y dice, ¿me das un cigarrillo? Sí, decía Hassan y se lo daba. 4 minutos armaba otro y dice, ¿me das un cigarrillo? Y se lo daba. Entonces, che, Hassan, yo le decía, podés decir que no, está todo bien. Eso también era como aprender a decir que no.
And another thing is the ability to say no, because here in the last group of interns, Hassan was he went out to the street to have a cigarette. So it took him a few minutes to make one, and then here in Argentina, everyone, if you're smoking, people are going to ask you for a cigarette. So he started making one, then came someone and asked, "Oh, can I have one?" So he gave it away. Started doing another one, and then came another person asking, "Oh, can I have one?" So he was just keeping on like rolling cigarettes and just having to give them away until Pablo told him, "It's okay, you can actually say no, you don't have to stand there all the time just giving out your cigarettes."
Y voy a agregar una más que es divertida porque también nos lleva a entender lo que está pasando con el alimento en el mundo, ¿no? Estábamos en un pueblo en Corrientes, que es el litoral, la provincia de Corrientes, que ya había ido Emma, y yo fui con Olga y con Hassan. Entonces, la gente de los pueblos acá en Argentina, cuando llega gente de afuera, te pone todo para que te comas. Te pone arriba de la mesa, no sé, lo mejor que tiene te lo da. Y le hicieron una mesa con distintos días para que prueben todas las comidas locales.
So the last one also related to food is so there's this one village that Emma was talking about in her previous seminar as well, this rural village in Argentina, Corrientes. So Pablo went with the last 2 interns as well, and when they were there, the people, they're putting out everything, the great food that there is, because they want to invite them to the best that exists.
Entonces pusieron toda la comida, todos los días, toda comida local típica. Y el último día le preguntan en el almuerzo, ¿qué extrañan de Suecia?
So they put out everything local and typical, and then the last day they asked the intern, "So what are you missing about Sweden?"
Y uno de ellos contestó, el sushi.
One of them responded saying that they missed sushi.
Bueno, para pensarlo.
Yeah. So yeah, to think about it.
That is really nice. Okay,